Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking you through our DIY greenhouse just to give you a little tour. Hopefully you caught our last video where we constructed this thing, put it in our basement, and today I wanted to give you a more in-depth tour because last time I kind of just sped through everything and I wanted to show you the progress we've made so far. Okay, so for those of you that have followed some of our other videos, you will know that I have mentioned several times we are not very well versed in seed starting. In fact, this is the first year we've really ever tried to do it properly, and so I wanted to go through and show you the things that I had selected to try to help make sure that the first time we really tried seed starting that we would be have a better chance of succeeding. I know there are a lot of ways to do this. I am by no means an expert, still learning everything. It's going to be probably a lot more of the error side of our channel than the trowel, with trial and error. And so I wanted to just kind of show you guys what we've been doing, what we've been working on, and also get your tips and advice on seed starting because we need them. Other gardeners that are just beginning to do seed starting and doing some research can really benefit from getting some of the advice from veterans and people that are more seasoned in doing this stuff. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and give you guys a view of what we have going on, and we'll get into it. Okay, so first I wanna give you guys this backed up view before we go in there, just to kind of show you and orient you again. Over here is our backyard. We have a walkout basement, so you go out to our lower patio, and we've done some tours over here, and we'll get back out in the garden at some point and show you guys those things as well. So we've set this up in the basement where I can hopefully easily take these outside at some point to harden them off. And again, we have these PVC, I just call them doors. They're really not doors, but I pull them back and I just stick a little piece of tape on them to hold them back. Again, if you're new here, or even if you're not new here, we've talked a lot about the fact that we are planning to move next year, and so this is really about meeting our needs for right now and having something temporary that allows us to be creative, grow some seeds, keep our pets safe so they stay out of them, and have a nice area to do this in. So I'll walk you in here. So I'm gonna start kind of the way we built this thing. And actually let me turn off these fans in case it's too loud. All right, so the first thing that we started with is this metal shelf. We had this in our basement from, I don't even know, years and years ago. I think we had it at one point when we were living on base. And so it is 5 tiers. It is 36 inches across. And after talking back and forth with Matt, I decided that I wanted to add some wheels. And so he got these from Lowe's. I think they were a couple dollars a piece, and we were able to make this shelf have wheels so that we could move it around wherever we need and adjust as time goes on. Okay, so that's the shelf that we started with. Then we got these lights, which I think we did show you guys last time, and I put a link to them. I will put another link. All of these connect together, so we only have to turn on one. Well, this one is independent right now, but it's all connected. I'll show you in a minute, all at one source. And so only one plug is in the outlet, and then they all turn on from there. We do have this on a timer. I'm going to show you that as well. It allows you to program by day and program different outlets differently. And so for now, I think we have these on from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I was trying to simulate the lighting situation that we would typically have in a spring or summer grow season. You can tell we have these hung up just with some zip ties, nothing fancy. Now, one thing I was kind of on the fence about was whether or not to get the ones that the lights you can raise up and down as needed, but what I decided to do was if I needed to lift them up and get them closer to the light, I just put a box or something to lift them up closer to the light. And we just keep the lights stationary. That way we know that they're not going to get damaged or damage anything. One of the other products that we got were these Vivosun heat mats. And you can see there, this one has a thermostat on it, and it connects with a, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It connects with a little temperature probe, if I can get it to show there. And you just stick that in the soil. So you can see right now it's showing that it's 65.4 right here. And then you're just gonna stick it in the soil when it's on. I have turned these off right now, but we have 2 of them, and those also connect. It's kind of a mess of wires, but just gotta trust the process and deal with it. And so it's got a lot of functionality on there. And I'm gonna be 100% honest, I didn't set these, Matt did, so I don't know what all the different things are. So maybe that's, you can set the temperature to that and go up and down, and maybe it'll just stay at that. And then the heat mat, show you what that looks like. And that's what the heat mat looks like. I have these on a towel because we actually noticed, we tried it without the towel at first, and a lot of the heat was escaping through the, you know, the grates here on the shelf. And so we found when we put the light towel underneath it, it helped kind of keep the warmth in and direct it up to the plants rather than, you know, wasting that energy and having it fall, not fall, but you know what I mean, escape basically. So we used 2 of those. And I really recommend these. I did a lot of research to the point where I really get into analysis paralysis, but I thought that these were gonna be a great option for us, and I'm really, really happy with them. So I'll send a link for those 2 down in the description. The other thing we got were these Vivosun Fans, and these were a 2-pack. It took a little while to get them on Amazon, but again, I did a lot of research. I wanted something that was directly with each shelf, but I didn't want something that was so overpowering that, you know, it really just messed up the plants and seedlings. I also wanted something that was not just a USB. So I wanted it to have a traditional plug so that we could use our timers if we wanted to. And I have not done that just yet. But this is really cool. So I'm gonna have you notice, and I might have to slow down the camera so you can see it, but this turns and you can loosen up with this knob how much it turns and directs the airflow. So it's a little bit different than a traditional fan. Let me see if I can do it. So not only does it have the fan, but it also has this grate on the front that helps redirect the flow and kind of spread it all around. And you can see, again, I mentioned this was a 36-inch shelf. The fan is currently on low, and you can see all the way over here that these little seedlings are moving also. Might have to move it eventually where we can direct the airflow to some specific spots. And right now we just have a zip tie up there because we weren't sure if we were going to leave it here or not. But it's got 3 settings, very easy to adjust. And then from there, like I said, you can loosen or tighten that up to sort of change how the air is flowing. And I might, yeah, so if you do that, you turn it to the right, you're tightening that grate on the front where it won't really spin a lot. And if you turn it to the left, it allows for a different type of circulation. So I thought those were really cool, and I thought they were reasonably priced. So we got a 2-pack of these, and they were $29, I think, after shipping, something like that. So got those on Amazon. It did take a while to get them. I think it took a month. It was originally supposed to be 2 weeks, and then they extended it another 2 weeks. But I really wanted these particular fans after doing the research. Again, these come with a USB style cord, but we had some extra heads And so we were just able to use that, and it gives you a very long cord that we eventually put into our timer over here. Which brings me to that. I wanted to show you this as well. It's another spot that I wanted to do a little bit of, make sure that we're spending a good amount of money to get this going. So it's really cool. This side with the red light, it says that it would be always on. So if you had a light or a fan you wanted to be on 24/7, you could plug it in there. Or on the side with the green, that's what's being controlled with the timer on there. And I know we went through and it's showing the day and time, and we went through and we programmed all of the days and the times of what we wanted. You can also have like 8 programs, I think, several programs. So you can run something, you know, maybe your top one you run for 2 hours, and then your second one you run for 12 hours, something like that. So it really gives you a lot of flexibility. And since this is in our basement, if there's a day we don't come down here for some reason, we know that it's being taken care of with the timer. And again, I know this is a mess of cords. Normally this is such a pet peeve of mine, but we're just dealing with it and moving on. Oh, here's what I wanted to show you. This is the switch for all the lights. So one switch, all off. That's what it was. They do have individual controls if you wanted. We just chose to not go with them. All right, so like I said, I have 3 shelves that we are putting plants on, and then I have 2 shelves for storage. So I'll just start up here with what we got going on. This is a set that we won from Park Seed. It is I think a biodome, something like that, ecosystem. And we just haven't planted it up yet, but it's got a lot of great things in there. Some soil pockets. We'll get that going probably this weekend. These are my extra trays and pots from I think Epic Gardening. I think all of these are from Epic Gardening, and my trays are from Bootstrap, because one of them, I think Epic Gardening was out of their trays. So I had to do that. These are just some extra trays and pots we have stored up here for doing some other things. And then we'll get to the flowers that we started. For the flowers that we started, I had a couple different goals in mind. Number one, I wanted to learn how to properly do seed starting and just get some practice in. And so a lot of these aren't things that we necessarily need to plant, but I just wanted to kind of get some trials done and see what works best for us, what works best in this greenhouse. And then some of them I am growing for our Master Gardener sale. They usually have a spring sale, and we are going to contribute some seedlings, and hopefully if I get them to turn out, and sell those, and it's a fundraiser for the Master Gardener program in our county. And so that's some of the goal too. So I will show you the difference in some of these as we go through them. Okay, made sure I had the fan turned off so it wasn't too loud. All right, on this first tray here, I have some white yarrow, lavender, several lavenders. I think I was just super excited for lavender and wanting to just finish off the packet. We'll see if any of them turn out. And then I have some coleus part shade. We always have great luck with coleus here. So most of this tray, the coleus, some of the lavender, some of this is stuff that I'm gonna try to sell in the Master Gardener sale if they get big enough and they actually look decent enough to sell. They don't sell for very much. It's just a couple dollars, but just something to help do some fundraising and also learn. So for these are just, I think, like the Jiffy or Burpee brand 6-packs, because I'm going to cut these up and sell them. The other ones I have that I'm keeping for my house, they're the harder plastic by Epic Gardening. And then this is the Bootstrap Farmer tray. You can see, like, you pick it up, it's so heavy duty, I can hold it with one hand and it's not bending. And this is a 10 by 20 tray that's completely full. I love these trays. I want more. I'm gonna get more. I will have them. And then over here, I have, kind of difficult because this one's bigger. Let me turn it around here. All right, this one will be stuff that I'll keep here or share with family and friends. So I have 2 sets of echinacea. I have some alliums. I love my alliums. These are white African marigolds. I think I did something wrong because they're not happy. Like these are looking better, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. Then we have the Park Seed Dahlia Sunny Reggae, which my mom actually gave me these seeds last year, and they're like some of the nicest, strongest ones right now. So good job, Mom. Then we have some lupine. Not sure how that one's gonna work. It's not looking the greatest. We have some Johnny's Gomphrena. I believe that was another one. My mom gave me some leftover seeds. Some more lupine, foxglove mixed, and these are dwarf mixed dahlias from my mom. I don't even remember. She's just always giving me seeds when I go there. I can't remember what happened with those. She had some extras or something. I can't remember what she did. But anyway, lots of goodies from my mom all the time. So that's kind of the first set. And I am going to move this towel when we pull off the heating mats, but for now I just left it there. All right, and then coming down to our second layer, this is another set of things I'm going to put in our Master Gardener sale. So lots of petunias. I think I have 6, 7, 8 petunias. And they are all different colors, I think. Or I don't know what colors they are. I think it's supposed to be some variety. And then these cosmos, which I have never grown before. So I'm hoping that they do well. They're pretty tall, and I hope that it's not that they're too leggy already. I did have them raised up for a little while. And then I dropped them back down. So hopefully those are doing okay. Over here, I have a whole flat of zinnias. I know you don't have to start zinnias inside. In fact, they'll do just fine outside. But again, I'm learning. I am trying to pick some plants that I think will play nice with me as I test these things out. And also this setup here was the Burpee system. Let me get it for you and show you. It was this Burpee self-watering seed starting system. So it had these little peat pockets in there, which I think that's, on that picture, that's a little generous on those cells. I don't think it had that much in there, but I wasn't sure how that soil would do, and so I just wanted to put something in there that I felt pretty confident in growing, and they are doing pretty good, I think. They're pretty sturdy. I don't know that I would use this system to, you know, set everything up, at least not at the skill level that I am right now. I think maybe, you know, just because it takes a little more babysitting, but it's still a really good option, especially if you have small space and you want sort of just everything in one. This would give it to you. All right, and all of these monstrosities are Alyssum Royal Carpet. Let me grab the bag for that. So my daughter actually picked this out and wanted to grow these, and the seeds were so tiny that we just gave up. I said, just throw them in there, we'll just see what happens. So from what I've heard, Alyssum is pretty easy to take care of, but I do have a question for you guys. Should we thin this out still? Should we just let it go? I do have these in the larger, I'm not sure the exact size, but if you can tell, those are sort of the normal size right here. Normal flats, this is the taller one. I think they might be 5 inches, but they're just definitely taller. Let me see if I have one. Empty. So yeah, American Tray Co., Epic Gardening. and they have these really wide bottoms. So this is going to make it a lot easier. Number one, bottom watering is good because it has a lot of opportunity to soak up from the bottom. Number two, when you go to push these out, you're not going to have to destroy the entire plant that you're pulling out. So I'm really excited to see how these perform when we go to transplant. But do let me know, am I supposed to still thin these? I'm still very new, and so I'm kind of, I don't want to mess it up at this point, you know what I mean? I got them to grow, we got this thing built. I want to try to do a good job taking care of them and getting them to the point where they can be outside. So let me know what you guys think on any of these in particular that I've mentioned. And then down here, this is what I'm going to refer to as our emergency room, our trauma, our triage. These are things that have either not been planted, there was something wrong at the time with them, or we are just trying to propagate some more plants with them. So I'll start over here. And Mom, if you're watching this, please don't get mad at me that I didn't get everything planted, because you know how I am. But she gave me some strawberry Sunday hydrangeas, and admittedly some of this sat in our garage where it was very cold still, but it was protected, and I didn't get it in the ground yet. So I don't know if this is growth from that thing or if it's something else coming back. So if I'm just in here watering this random piece of grass and weed, I'm gonna feel pretty silly, but it's okay. Then this is some sedum that my mom gave me, and look, it's actually coming back. So you don't have to be mad at me about this one, Mom. I think this was one that she gets that is like a dark neon pink color. I'm gonna have to double check with her. It's not what's in this, what's labeled on this pot. Those are just what she gave it to me in. Then she gave me some phlox, and I don't know about that. These are lavender and some coneflowers that they were not doing well. They had some issues when I got them from Great Garden Plants, and I just held on to them thinking, well, maybe I can toss them somewhere and see if they'll do something. And then this, I have no idea what this is. I mean, whatever it is dead is what it is, but I don't know. I just keep it together and water it and see. Well, I don't know. It's one of those, I want to remain forever hopeful that something will sprout up. I might have to say goodbye to that one here soon. We will see. Over here, I have another pot. This is the alyssum. My daughter got this pot for Christmas, and she wanted to put the alyssum in it. I know they typically go outside, but she wanted to try it, and so we just put it all in there. And this one is Carpet of Snow, so it's a little bit different. Let me get you the picture on that one. So that one is really pretty too. I think she really liked the idea of the blue with the white kind of cascading over. We'll see how it turns out. Always a good experiment. Back here, this is one of the plants that I first potted up for our macrame system and put it in our bathroom, and it was doing great until all of a sudden it just wasn't. And I think it has outgrown its pot. I think it just needs to be repotted and restarted. And it is the prayer plant. Let's see here. Prayer plant. Yeah. Maranta lucerna. I can't even write. I made this thing, but I can't remember what it even says. So it was doing pretty good in our bathroom, but I finally decided to take it out to see if I could get it to stop looking so fussy. These are some little setups that I just created today. This is a plastic cup, and I have these small cups for plant propagation that have holes in them, if you can see that. And so I've just stuck those stems through those holes and then put them in the water. So this will be an easy way for us to track the root growth on them. And this is a Zebrina plant. that we took the cuttings of, and I just packed that full in there. And again, when we get to the point that we need to take it out, you know, it'll be a little bit easier. So I don't know, just kind of a simple idea using what we have in here. All right, then the not as fun stuff, I just have my supplies here. I have a couple bags of perlite, some bonsai soil mix, earthworm castings, fertilizer, vermiculite, and in here is the mixture that I made for all of our seedlings, which included coco coir. And the coco coir I have made from a whole block, and it is in this tub. And I just have that on this little rolling, moving dolly deal, so I can roll it in and out whenever I need to add more or scoop it out. We do have a heater down here. We've used a couple of times, but honestly, it's stayed fairly warm in here. Warm enough. I think that we've seen some, you know, we've been able to see some growth between closing the greenhouse doors and the heating mats and everything. And we actually we have a magnetic thermometer that I just keep right here, and we come down and we'll peek on it to see how warm it is in here. I think we've seen from the coldest times when we started this, I think it was down towards 60 before we had the heat mats going, and we've seen it up to like close to 69 or so. So that is without the heater. When we turned on the heater, it got really warm really fast. So I decided I really don't want to do that unless we absolutely have to, because I didn't want it to overheat down here. Then over here I have some more Espoma cactus mix for some different house plants, and then just some little drawers with the cups that I use, some tape, some bowl covers, which are good for trapping in humidity or covering up your plants and protecting them. I also have my garden marker, my plant labels all here. So it's just a nice little area, considering I didn't have anywhere before that I could do this. So it kind of keeps everything all contained in one. I can come down here and make a mess. This is just a vinyl flooring that we purchased from Lowe's. You can just get it by the foot, and we laid it out down here actually years ago for some other stuff when Matt was down here making baits and doing fishing things. He makes some homemade lures and custom-made fishing rods. And so we just use this, and I don't really care if it gets dirty or anything. I can just come in here and sweep it up. We can have a little bit of water on the ground if it happens. No big deal. So that is our setup. And like I said, I'm just really curious what you guys think. Let me know what you like, what you would do differently. But like I said, please be kind, because we're still new at this. I'm very new, and I want to do well. So I want some good constructive advice. So teach me, because I am not a tender gardener, and I am very afraid I'm just gonna like come down here and these are all gonna be gone. I forgot to tell you guys one of my favorite things that I have for down here. It's this sprayer. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and I'll show you. It is an HDX sprayer. Not sure where it's from. It's 56 ounces, and you just sit and you pump this up, and this has been perfect for lightly watering. Let me just show you on these alyssum. You can just give a really light mist of water that doesn't disturb the seedlings when they're just starting out. You know, it doesn't shift them around a whole lot. And you can also adjust the flow, so you can have it just come out as like a straight stream if you need something a little more precise. Or you can twist it and have more of a fan-like spray. But yeah, I'm starting to bottom water the seedlings more because I don't want to get shallow roots. You know, if we water just the top, we're gonna get some shallow roots where they're just not having to seek the water. So I'm starting to pull out the pots in here and just water from the bottom. Thanks again for joining us, guys, today. Again, if you don't mind, please like this video and subscribe if you found this information helpful. It really helps us be able to know what you guys are watching and what you enjoy learning about, and help us focus on some more things that we can kind of bring to you in the future. So thanks again for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.